Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and product overview of the Ghosts Betwixt Chapter 1. I was able to do a prototype Kickstarter version of this game and I was able to show it off to everybody, but this is the actual game. This is it. This is all the hard work that went into making this game. Oh, I'm super excited to see what is in this box and everything that goes along with it. Of course, Dustin gave me his production copy, so it's truly an honor to be able to do this. I'm excited to show you this off. After I should look inside this box and go through it, I'm planning to start a playthrough. I want to go ahead and dig into this game. This is one of the games I've been anticipating for a long time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out what's in this box. And if you're excited to see it, then I need you to meet me at the table. Here we go. Let's go ahead and check out the Ghosts Betwixt Chapter 1 by Dustin. Let's see here. We got a quick play guide. We've got a rules reference. So this is going to be exactly how you're going to start with this. And then, of course, all the rules you're going to be able to reference inside this book. That's a great idea. Really cool. I'm sure it's just like everything else he does. It's got perfect. Oh, yes. Awesome. This is going to be fantastic. Everything step by step on how to get through your first setup. Oh, that's going to be great. And of course, all the rules you're ever going to need to know are going to be inside this book. I'm sure it's fully detailed. It's ready to go. Yep. Oh, this is going to be great. Okay. And then we got the mission guide. Now, I did get a chance to talk to Dustin about this, and he's actually planning to rebind this in a different way when the actual production copy comes out. This is just his production copy. And the mission guide, of course, is going to have all the missions in it. When we did the Kickstarter version, we only had one mission. And even then, a lot has changed since that mission has gone through production. And here we have all our player boards, every one of them. We got the 4 characters, Bill, Evelyn, we also have Joan, and we have Maddox as well. Now these 4 characters, you do have to play with all 4 of them. You can't just play with 2. This is a dungeon crawler that involves all 4 characters. And again, I love the setting of this game. It's in modern time, so it's really cool. We got Bill here, and these are all the different things that are found on your stat board. This is the dice that he's going to roll whenever he makes attacks. This is the dice he's going to roll whenever he makes defense. That's innate to this character. Of course, we have our different stats up here: agility, speed, and range. The agility is the value or higher that monsters need in order to do damage to Bill. Also, this is a speed value when he moves, and any attack he has that involves range, this is the range he can use. Of course, these are all the different places he can equip his items, and over here, he's going to have his focus points, and he's also going to have his health. Now, it's also in the book called FP, focus points, and I've always been calling them family points because this is one big family, one big happy family. So, but they are focus points. And up here is the damage he's going to do, the die he's going to roll based on what he's doing. So strength dice at orange is a more powerful die than an accuracy of 1. So he's a better melee fighter, which is why you probably want to give him some melee weapons. Of course, you can equip your characters any way you want, and you can play them any way you want. And here's the conditions. These are the different statuses in this game that can actually do extra damage to you based on your resistance to them. And of course, at the beginning, none of our characters are resistant to anything. This has changed a little bit. These are the dice that you're going to roll in addition to your weapon and your innate die. And the more tokens you've given towards this, the more you're going to be able to do. For example, you start with just the 1, then the 2, and then you can even roll 2 and gain an extra half hit. Now, when I did the prototype for that Kickstarter, they didn't have halves and quarters and all that, but he's added that into the game, and I think that's going to add an awesome dynamic to it. And of course, down here, the same thing is going to be done with these defense things. You can take stances to gain some of these dice while you play the game, but for right now, I just want you to show you what's in this, and of course, we're going to go over all of that during the playthrough. I'm super excited. Now, of course, every person is a little bit different. Notice she rolls blue and white dice here instead of the brown and green that her dad rolls. And of course, she's going to roll green and brown. She's got some different dice up here. So every character does play a little bit differently, even right off the start. They all are going to have their own ways of doing things. That's the characters. We're going to go ahead and just see what's in some of these punch boards. And of course, some of these have already been punched out because Dustin's been working through this copy on his own too. So of course, we have some of our monsters right here, which are really neat. And of course, this game is a standee game. There are no miniatures to it, which, well, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have to paint anything. That's half the battle. The miniatures are cool. I like miniatures. All right, this down here are some of your health tokens. These are some of the monsters. These are some of the tiles we're going to be putting down. These are going to be the dungeon tiles in the game showing different things. And of course, all the different outlines do mean different things. I believe red means you can't get through it, and blue blue is going to actually add to your damage if you're attacked with ice in this area, from what I'm guessing, from what I understand. All right, we're going to put these aside. There's even more tiles here. Again, more enemies, and the tiles are just coming out. So the way you're able to punch things out is pretty awesome. Now, there is an A side and a B side to every tile, meaning that they can be, again, oh, wow, just more and more tokens that are going to make this game so awesome. All right, again, here are some of our status tokens we're going to have. Here's some of our active tokens, and we have a whole bunch of other tokens too. These are going to signify what kind of dice we can roll. These are charge tokens. Certain powers are going to have charges, and you're going to remove them based on how many charges you have. Again, we have more of our proficiency tokens down here. These are going to be status tokens, whether you're more susceptible to these elements. They're elements, not statuses. That's my fault. These are element tokens down here. All right, let's continue on. Oh, here we go. We got more of these. Now, these are going to be some of our enemies again, and these tokens right here, these are going to be all of our different tokens that happen as we play the game. These are our, what are these called? Fate tokens. That's the symbol on the back. It stands for a fate token. And the fate token consists of multiple different things. So you're never going to know what exactly is under it. See, for example, here they all are. And these are going to be ambush tokens. These are all different monsters. And these are monsters number 1. And each one of these is going to have a different number. And what that number represents is what monsters are going to be coming onto the board at that time. Continuing through here, it looks like we have even more monsters and more tokens. These are story tokens. These are going to progress the story in certain chapters as we play through it. And we have, again, more of our punched out boards, because again, I think Dustin's already done a good play of himself through this. And here again, we have our targeting tokens and more enemies. And these down here are some of our family points, or I mean focus points. Focus points. Should have been family points, Dustin. No, I'm kidding. All right, we have again more of our fate tokens right here, and these are going to be our map tokens. So it's going to tell us what map tile to bring out, 1, 2, 3, and so on. These, of course, are treasure tokens, door tokens, trap tokens. We've got fate tokens. These are more different types of traps. There's lots of different traps in this game. And then this is a vending machine token. Check this one out. If you find this token, you can actually buy things with bucks that you get through the game. Again, more tokens. And these, again, are fate tokens, depending on what monster. This is for number 2. We've got number 3 here. So whichever one you draw is what monster you're going to fight. Wow, lots of different things to look at. Amazing. Wow, tons of punch boards in this. Wow, there's a lot of cardboard and tokens. All right, here are some of the dice that we have. These are just standard 6-siders, 8-siders, and a 10-sider. So we have those dice. We also have a lot of different cards. I'm planning to look through all these cards and see what we find. Now, here's the dice that are really cool. These are the ones that are specific to this game. This was one of the things that makes this game so unique. Each one of these dice, you kind of upgrade your dice as you play through the game. And the way you upgrade them is by using different equipment and different skills and things like that. So some of these ones are going to have different faces on them, and the more powerful the face, the more powerful the dice. For example, the orange one is more powerful than the yellow one when it comes to what's actually on this. This one has 0s and 1s, and this orange one has 1s and 2s and 3s, and I'm dropping them all on the ground. But that's okay. We got lots of dice in here. These are really cool, and they are completely inlaid dice. This is awesome. Oh, so good. Here's some of the other standees. This is going to be some of our characters and monsters that we're going to use as we play through the game. Here's the actual things you put the standees on. So I've got those right here. And then let's see, we got some talents. We're going to go through those. We also have some more cards in here, and we also have a whole bunch of more tiles. Now, these are a lot of the tiles that were already punched out. So here you go. And like I said, they have a front and a back. Every one of them has an A and B side, and the mission will tell you exactly which tiles to get ready to pull, if it's going to be 1A or 1B. So we have all of them right here. For example, here's the tile 12A. So if it tells you get 12A, here it is. Or if it tells you get 12, if you're going to be using B and you pull number 12 from that set of map tokens, you're going to pull that one and put it down. And here's the last thing. These are some stickers. These stickers you're going to put on the stands so that you can represent which ones you're fighting against. It shows you right down here how to do it. So as you play, you might bring out more and more dogs, and if you do, you're going to want to make sure you remember which dog is which. So that's why they have all these different numbers that you can put down on them. Next, I want to go through a lot of these cards so we can see all the different elements of this game. Our first deck of cards are our items cards. So there's a ton of different items in this deck. You can get up to milk, and all these are going to do different things. For example, this one is going to gain focus points and to self or a friend, adjacent family member. This one, of course, is going to heal people, and you can pick these up on the map during the game as rewards. Also, if you look down here, I'm not going to show you what this is because this is a really cool part of the game. Notice there's a lock symbol. It says warm, cool, and comfy collection. So if you gain the ability to unlock these, you can add those particular ones to this deck and maybe draw them as you play through it. That's a really cool way of doing it. Now, the next deck of cards is our drop deck. This is a deck of cards that basically just kind of tells us when you kill a monster, monster, you're able to pull one of these, whenever you defeat a token of monsters, you're able to grab one of these cards. And again, here's one right here. It says if this is a Rad Wraith collection. So if you can get to that collection unlocked, you're able to add that to this deck. And that goes on with all these different decks. Next, we have a giant deck of brown equipment. This is the starting equipment deck. There are two other types of equipment decks, and they're more rare. There's a green deck, and there's also a blue deck. Now, I'm not going to look at any of the green or blue decks. I want them to be super surprised. I've never seen anything in them, and I'm excited not to. But here's some of the other ones. These are our basic equipments, starting cards. So, for example, we could start with this card, I believe. Now, of course, there are a certain amount of cards at the very beginning of the game you're able to get, and then what ones you choose not to use are going to go right back into this deck. But there's all different kind of melee attack weapons or ranged attack weapons. There's different types of items that you can use that are going to help you out. So there's a lot of different things inside these decks, and each one of them, if you can see, rolls different dice and does different things. So you kind of want to plan a strategy for each character that fits the type of weapons that they're going to be able to do. And that's going to be done by when they actually level up. You're going to get different skills. So for example, here's the skills for Joan. Joan starts with this one. This is a starting talent. This is her healing talent, I guess you could say. But each person then is going to be able to upgrade that talent to 3 different levels, and they're able to go down different paths. For example, here's class 1 talent. You can go down to be Doctor of Pain. Now, of course, there's also another talent down here that you could choose. Again, class 1 talent, and it's called Nurse of Life. So there are 2 different sets of trees that you could go down with each character, which is going to be really cool. And of course, based on what abilities you'd have might depend on what kind of weapons and equipment you want to take down for your character. Next, we have all these different cards that are going to help the enemy, because we always want to help the enemy, right? The enemy always needs help. So we've got these beastly cards, and we also have these humanish cards. These are going to be added abilities that the bad guys are going to have, and you're going to draw these randomly as you're playing through the game. So say you draw an enemy that has to have a humanish weapon, you could draw this, and this is going to be added to what the character normally does against you. Now down here you're going to see these diamonds. They're on all different cards. That's one of the symbols you can roll on these dice, and if you get one of those symbols, you can it'll unlock this ability for that roll that it's going to be able to do. And of course, we don't want the bad guys doing that, but you never know what's going to happen. So these are some of the monster and humanish and beastly abilities that could happen throughout the game that you're going to randomly draw to make each monster a little bit different. And like I said, each character does have their own skill tree. So here's Maddox's skill tree, and of course we also have Bill's skill tree, and we have Evelyn's skill tree. And as we play through this game, you'll see how each one of these unlocks and how each one of these differs. These are going to be opened through gaining experience points. So every character does have a certain amount of experience points they need in order to level them up. And it's found in the family journal, which is right here. Here's our family journal. For example, here's Maddox. It shows us his starting experience and focus points. This is where you're going to record all your experience points you get. Here's all the other things you can gain. And then right down here is where you're going to be able to level up. For example, to get to level 1, I need 45 experience points. So once we get that, we can start gaining some of those abilities, which is going to be really cool. And then right here, you can unlock whichever class tree you decide to go down, which is really cool. Each character has their own part in the journal, and it's found in the back of our rules reference guide, or you can download it off the website as well. But otherwise, you could just photocopy this and be able to use it for every playthrough you do, which is going to be really cool. Now, no game is complete without a bunch of monsters. So here's, for example, rabid ferrets, and it has of course, in a whole list of stats for them. It shows the dice they're going to roll, the speed, all their different statistics over here, the experience points you're going to get for killing it, the hit points, the toughness, its defense dice it rolls, of course, all the different things it's going to do to you, whether it has a resistant or it's more susceptible to certain things. Also down here, this is pretty cool. This is if you're able to draw this card out of the drop deck, I believe it's in, you're able to open up some of those extra cards by finding like the cards for the ferret, for example. Or else we've got some for the dogs and the Burnett lackey. So there's a whole bunch of different monsters. Now I'm not going to show you all these. I just know these are some of the starting ones, so I don't mind showing them off, but I'm not going to show you in the back because you have to look for them for yourself or get to it in the game playthrough that we do. It's going to be awesome. Also, of course, we do have all of the different missions. We have mission 1 all the way through 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is a 6-mission campaign, and it's going to continue even more because I know that Dustin has already built the next set of missions, I believe, and I think they're going to be coming to Kickstarter. They should be coming pretty soon. As soon as this one probably delivers, I bet he puts it out. I'm super excited. He better put it out soon because I'm going to instantly back that one. All right, this is our objective, of course, for mission 1, which is why I'm showing it to you, because we're going to be doing this one when we do our playthrough, but it just shows you exactly everything you're going to be doing and what you need to do to be able to progress. And once it's complete, you're going to flip the card and probably do what it says on the back. But of course, I'm not going to read any of these. I'm going to see what happens for ourselves. And there you have it. That's what's in the core box for the Ghosts Betwixt. Now, this is not the deluxe version. The deluxe version has some extra stuff such as dice bags and things of that nature. But this is just the core box, and this is going to be your standard pledge that you're going to be receiving very, very soon. I'm excited to get to playing this game. We're going to go right into a full setup and a full game of this. I'm super excited for this one. I want to again thank Dustin so much for letting me get his production copy and be able to make this videos and all the other ones for you guys. I'm super excited for this. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when the Ghosts Betwixt hits the channel. I'm super excited to bring this to everybody. I think we're going to have a blast playing through this game. I really enjoy the art, I love this concepts, and I love the mechanics of this game. I'm really excited to see how this game has progressed through production. Don't forget to leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. Are you excited for the Ghosts Betwixt? Were you able to back this game and get a copy of it? Because if not, I really hope you get a way of playing it, because it's going to be super cool. Again, thank you so much for watching, and if you're excited to see the Ghosts Betwixt, then I need you to meet me at the table.